Hello, and welcome to Phenomena England, where we investigate allegedly haunted locations throughout the UK. We start in our hometown of Telford in Shropshire, in the area of Donnington, at the intriguing Little Theatre. Situated within the grounds of a park off Wellington Road, the Little Theatre started life as a Romney hut during World War II and was part of one of COD Donnington's European voluntary workers' camps situated on the site, known as D Camp. The then temporary building saw use for many different functions, such as an indoor rifle range, a canteen, lecture hall, before finally being converted as the home of Donnington Garrison Amateur Dramatic and Operatic Society, the flourishing society for performers of the military. Having battled two fires, vandalism and its sad departure from the army in 1987, the Little Theatre and its society stand strong and proud, having entertained audiences for nearly 65 years. But what has it got to do with the paranormal, you may ask? Well, although not having a reputation for being haunted, many members of the society have experienced ever-growing phenomena within the last few years, from footsteps on stage to strange shadows walking down the aisles of the auditorium. It makes you feel like it's not just a rehearsal, but a performance, perhaps for spirits watching with ever cynical eyes. Okay, so is everyone ready? Let's make a start. So, I think the best thing we could do is just have a walk around with the lights on and see how it feels, and just so you guys can see what it looks like. So, where should we start? This way? Let's get going. So, this is the bar. This is probably one of the newest parts of the building. It was built in the 80s. And as you can see, it's been decorated, renovated recently, so it's quite fresh and modern. Probably a good point to tell you now that all of us actually know the building quite well because we're members of the theatre, so it's an advantage to us, I think, because when the lights go off, we kind of know our bearings. So this will probably be the only venue that will have that advantage in there. So let's carry on and go through into the auditorium. Okay, so this is the auditorium. There's 253 seats, I think, in here.
Something like that.
And speaking of seats, actually, we had a bit of an incident in here earlier where Tom went round, didn't you? And you brought all the seats up. Tell us what happened.
Right, I wanted to make sure all the seats were up because usually in the theatre a seat comes down. We went for a coffee, came back, and C2 had actually come down. So we've put it back up and we'll keep an eye on it. We did take a temperature of it and it was 15 degrees, I think. It is now 18.
So it was considerably colder.
So
It did feel cold there when we noticed it.
Before we started filming there, you checked it was 17.
it was 17, it's going up.
Quite straight.
So we'll
Yeah.
keep an eye on it.
The building is actually basically a big tin shed, so things to look out for is probably the temperature changes and the noises of like the building cooling down and things like that, because I think it's quite an old building, obviously.
It's been a hot day as well,
Yeah.
so the building will start to settle at some point.
Yeah, that's what you were saying earlier, weren't you, Tom?
Yeah.
You were a bit of a sceptic.
A little bit of a sceptic, but
Yeah.
because we are in a tin shed, it was hot earlier, we might start hearing creaks.
And you can hear a lot of road noise because the road is literally just out there, so a lot of cars passing by and music playing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So let's go backstage then, shall we? So here we are. This is the first room we're going into here now. Is actually the men's dressing room. Long, thin room. Not much more to tell you about it, really. It is what it is.
It's just quite old, isn't it? 'Cause it's essentially just like a corrugated iron lean-to, isn't it? Really? When
Yeah.
Just an add-on to the actual
was me,
theatre.
by the way.
Yeah, all of the rooms are sort of like pinned on to the main building, really. They're all just like you say, a collection of different sheds. Yeah, coming through here, we are into the makeup room. So this is where all the actors put the makeup on and congregate before they go on stage. Quite a big space, quite a lot of bits and bobs. Interesting to see if any of those move around on their own.
Yeah.
And to the ladies' dressing room, which is actually identical to the men's dressing room. It's just mirror
Yeah.
reversed.
Reversed, yeah.
Yeah, so same, exactly the same. And then just through here.
Is there anything to note about this kind of these kind of areas? Are they a bit? I don't know. Are they a bit thinner? Like built?
They're exactly the same in that it's a corrugated sort of tin shed just attached onto the main building. You get noises from outside, could probably hear them quite easily. And obviously the same thing as the main theatre in that the temperature and noises of the roof cooling down, the metal contracting.
Just going back to noises outside, we are a lot closer to the outside when we're in these rooms. The fire doors lead straight onto open fields. There shouldn't be many people there, but it is worthy of note that there might be people around.
Yeah, it's public spaces.
Good thing to know,
Yeah. Okay, and then here we're coming through to the stage, which virtually takes us back in a big loop, back round into the auditorium. So the thing to note with all these rooms is that they all connect to each other in some way. So yeah, that brings us to the end of the tour. So it's probably a good time now for us all to introduce ourselves and basically tell the audience what our status is in terms of if we believe in paranormal stuff or not. So shall we start with Tom?
Okay, I'm Tom. A bit of a believer, but quite a bit of a skeptic. So I will be looking out for reasons for things happening if they do. But I like to believe, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm Lucy. I'm a believer.
Yeah. Have you had any experiences and stuff before?
I have, my mate's house, he used to have this really creepy China doll in his room and the head moved.
Really, like a haunted doll?
Yeah,
That's
that's,
interesting.
Yeah.
that's why I don't like dolls.
You've got a phobia. Jess?
So yeah, I'm a little bit of a believer. I've had some more feelings in the past, so kind of feel like something's there, so I'm kind of interested to see what we find tonight.
Yeah. And myself, I'm CJ. So I've had one experience that I would say was a ghost, and then a couple of other little things that I kind of haven't been able to explain. But I suppose I'm still kind of on the fence, and that I want concrete proof, basically, which I suppose everybody wants. But I'd love to see just something lift up and just come at me, smack me in the face. Yeah, that's all. That's kind of what I want. But I'd say I'm kind of half and half, believer and skeptic.
Yeah,
in a way.
that's probably about where I am.
Yeah. What about Stephen?
Yeah, so I'd probably say, similar to Tom and to CJ, I'm a sceptical believer. I have had experiences in the past and also had experiences in this building, but I would like a bit more evidence, I think, just to sort of back it up and, to be sure that you've actually seen something or heard something. That's what I'd really like to see.
Yeah, that's quite good that we've all got. Well, the majority of us have got the mindset that, kind of. It's hard to prove something, but
That's a motorbike.
is that a motorbike? It sounded like something was dragging.
Yeah.
Sorry, my heart went there.
Well, there you go. That's just proof of what we said earlier about hearing noises from outside.
Are you sure that was? Where would
It was like a backfire or something, like a
but
firework.
it came from over there?
I thought it was that way.
It sounded like it came
It
Yeah.
sounded that way.
Oh, okay.
It's quite strange. Anyway,
That's the corner of the field there, so
yeah.
And there's also like
Unless
a
they're
big
on that.
main road, isn't there, along the back?
Yeah, the
that's
road.
further away.
Yeah.
It's like on the other side.
I
Yeah.
might whack the
Field.
car park lights on.
Yeah. What was I saying? So, like, it's hard to prove something, but it's also, in this sort of thing, it's also quite hard to disprove it if there aren't any logical explanations, because it's never been proven whether there is or isn't. So, it's that ever-growing debate, isn't it?
It's a proper ghost hunt in that. Yeah, there's no real sightings of any real ghosts, but there's sort of feelings and sort of things out of the corner of your eye and noises sometimes, and it'll be nice if we could capture that on film and just see if we can
Yeah.
get some scientific evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
so that's good. So I suppose the next thing to do now is move on to the investigation. So, wow, see you on the flip side. Were they performers from a time long past? Or is it only tricks of the mind? There's only one way to find out, and that is to get the team together and spend the night in the Little Theatre Donnington. Okay, so we're now in the dark, as you can probably tell. You can see us because we're being filmed in infrared, in night vision cameras. But for us, it is pretty much pitch black here. The only light that we're getting is from teeny little camera display screens. You can probably see Jess's face being illuminated there. But that's all that we can see.
Yeah.
So, let's start the investigation. So, shall we start by calling out, see if we can make contact with anyone?
Yeah, if there's anybody there.
Who's going to do that? Do you want me to do that?
If you can lead it if you like.
Okay. If there's anybody here, can you let us know of your presence by making a noise, using your voice, touching one of us?
It's kind of just eerily silent, isn't it?
It's gone really silent.
It's like gone super quiet. Like I can't even hear the outside
No.
noises now.
I suppose it's what you call like deafening silence, isn't it? You know, like when the silent level goes that loud, you kind of, it almost
You
feels
make
like
your
white
ears
noise.
ringing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm almost too scared to turn around.
There's
I know, but you're not going to see anything
know,
in the
but-
dark.
all I can see is us.
You can almost see like two lights at the back.
I think
But in
those are
peripheral
the
vision.
The fire.
glow in the
The
dark.
glow in the dark.
Fire
Hydrant.
Yeah.
But what's really weird is when you look directly at them, they kind of go off, and then when you look away from them,
Yeah, I
you
know
can
what
only
you
see
mean.
them in your peripheral.
Yeah.
That's
And
quite
there's-
common.
And there's a red light in there.
That'll be the fire exit
Box.
sign.
And
Yeah.
you've got all the emergency lights.
Yeah. Hello.
That was me, sorry.
Okay. Can just about hear the road. Hear that little noise?
I heard it. I don't know if it was a dog in the distance.
Like,
I heard
almost
like
like a
a-
voice.
I heard that, but then there was also like a.
It's really hard for me to hear over the sort of
The electric.
the electric meter.
I was going to say I've
Can you hear that?
got nothing on
Yeah.
camera. On the
You can't hear anything through the mic, or that?
Mm-mm.
I can hear the meter ticking over.
Can you hear the meter ticking
Hold
over,
on.
Lucy?
Yeah.
Is that
Mm.
noise?
Yeah,
Isn't it?
yeah, yeah. Like the. Dare I say it almost feels quite cosy in here, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like
I feel like I've
I
got
know what you
used
mean
to
because
it now.
it's warm though as well because it's quite a warm day.
Yeah, like the
It's not too-
darkness is almost like being under a blanket.
Yeah.
It's
I feel
strange,
quite
isn't it?
calm though, like I don't feel
No,
uncomfortable.
I thought
like,
I'd be a bit
suddenly.
with my back to
Yeah.
the whole thing. I'm not really.
Yeah.
I've got my back to that chair. I'm very conscious of that chair's behind me.
Oh, see,
C2.
whatever.
Yeah, if you can make C2 go down again, please do.
Take a seat with us.
Come and watch the show.
Did you hear like
I just
little,
heard a tap.
yeah.
Yeah.
almost like a footstep?
Like on stage area.
Yeah. Almost like someone in like soft-soled shoes.
Yeah.
What's the road? See, it makes it more eerie when you've got the torch out.
Mm.
Yeah.
Shadows.
Yeah, that's it.
I think I just heard it again.
Oh, that was me.
Oh,
Or it might have been me clicking my torch
I
off.
hit the
okay.
camera into the seat.
Let's just be quiet again then
Yeah.
and see if we can hear anything.
I just heard a noise from over there.
Behind us.
I
Yeah.
heard a tap
Isn't it?
from
Yeah.
behind us.
It's really eerie when you look back, isn't it?
Yeah. These noises are so slight though, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I think because we're in the dark, it's
It
heightens
your
yeah, heightens your sense.
senses. If there are any spirits with us, can you make a definite noise? Something loud and audible that we can hear. Come on, we know you're here because we felt your presence down here when we've been down here at the theatre before.
Road noise.
Yeah, it's quite loud, isn't it? Really.
Hmm.
Mm.
There's a road either like at the front and the back, isn't there?
Mm.
Like you get the one get over the end of the field.
Yeah. It's amazing how noise carries, isn't it?
Yeah.
What I think though that you were saying that it feels quite cosy.
Mm.
I've never felt creeped out by being down here.
No.
No, I've been down
No.
here on my own quite a lot, and no, never felt threatened or.
But still, like someone's there. It's almost like
You're being,
someone watching.
yeah,
a
you're
nice,
being watched.
Yeah, but a nice
Yes.
feeling.
Almost like a spirit that's sort of in the same sort of frame of mind as you. That
Mm.
sort of
Maybe somebody that's worked down here.
maybe, yeah, can see that you're doing something that they used to do. Does anyone feel like it's just got a bit cold,
Yeah.
cooler?
I feel it round by my legs a little bit.
And me, like I've suddenly become aware that my legs are a lot colder.
But I've just crossed my legs, and you know when you kind of get that pins and needles type of feeling because you've
Mm.
kind of cutting your circulation a little bit by crossing your legs.
But I've not moved my legs and
Now I
feel
feel
cold.
colder, like around the right side of my body. Sort of thing.
Feel it
I
over
feel
the
it
top.
now. I feel that draft.
There's a draft that comes out of the orchestra pit sometimes, but I've not
But-
felt it until now.
Oh, the doors shut. There's
Closed.
only that little gap at the bottom.
And would
Yeah.
I feel it this far back?
Yeah, it's true. Thomas is just taking the
Taking a reading.
temperature.
It's normal.
Although the other week it was
Go by
really
Lucy.
hot down in the pit, wasn't it? Like,
It is
That's just really scary.
It's
It's
dropped
that
down to
infrared light.
15.
so
Yeah.
I know that from photos.
Good. The temperature's dropped down to 15 by Lucy.
Great.
I suppose
I can't
Lucy's,
see where I'm.
Lucy's quite far back.
Mm.
We've probably got body heat maybe here.
Yeah.
16.
It seems very quiet in here, I must say.
You might be shy.
Maybe.
This might be a very new experience for them.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
wouldn't have had
Well,
anybody
this has
actually
never happened
talking to
before,
them.
as far as I'm aware.
No, we're the first people to do this. So. But what's strange, I was going to say this about 5 minutes ago, I forgot what I was going to say, is that we do hear the, like we were saying earlier, the building settling,
Mm-hmm.
but there's been none of that
I
either,
haven't
and
heard
that's
that.
very strange.
Yeah, because we were here yesterday, and it was earlier on, but there was a lot of that, wasn't there? Of like,
It has
Creaking.
had a lot longer to cool down though to this point because
truly,
we are about
started later.
2
on.
hours
that's
later
true.
now.
If you can make one of the 3 chairs on stage move. They're the only things I can see, so.
That was like slight tap then.
Mm.
Might let somebody maybe like walked or something.
Well, I heard one up on
Oh.
stage and one behind. Pardon?
I've gone off.
You've gone off
Yeah,
completely.
just switched off.
Oh yeah, your lights have gone.
It's using your camera's battery.
Mm.
Well, that's what we thought earlier because
Energy.
the one that I used earlier to take some, like, go around the theatre, it gone, like,
Well, it was when you were using.
it got
Just
said it
hold
was
that a
exhausted.
second. When you were using the camera before. Maybe it doesn't like you using cameras.
No.
The thing against it.
So probably worth noting that Jess's camera battery just went completely flat.
Mm.
You had to
Isn't it?
change
It's
it.
fresh battery.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fresh battery, yeah. Maybe something is trying to gain some energy.
It's happened twice now since
Yeah,
we've
that's
been
the-
here.
Mm.
Either they don't like me.
Few taps there.
Taps on the lights.
Yeah, that was above us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, make some more noises.
Well, it's gone very cold.
Yeah, my legs.
I don't want to be that person, but I've just gone very cold.
I don't know if I just got road noise or whatever, but I just heard like a voice. I don't know if I just got road noise or whatever, but I just heard like a voice. It sounded like a voice.
I heard something higher pitched than the road,
Mm.
like a
All I can hear
Yeah.
is cars.
something like that.
Mm. You see if I might whistle
Yeah.
if I can with the chewing gum in on that. Can you copy me? Can you whistle?
I swear I just heard it. I swear I just heard it. Like a really, really faint like whistle, but it was lower than yours. I swear I just heard it.
At this point in the investigation, Jess and Tom continued in the auditorium while myself, CJ and Lucy headed into the backstage area, where it seemed something was trying to get our attention.
They are now leaving for the other room to go backstage. And now there were 2.
So we've been left with
He had like a flutter over here.
I just heard a big bang, but was that? Okay, now it's quiet, and I'm hearing more. Right. Anyway, we've been left with 2 recording devices. One is digital. We're just going to leave it on the chair. And then we've gone old school with a old tape recorder. So I'm just going to, oh no, that's play. So that's recording.
We're just going backstage, making our way into the makeup room. Very dark in here.
All the mannequin heads as well are creepy.
Oh, that's quite creepy, isn't it?
Yeah, these with pins in their eyes.
Some sort of voodoo. Step there.
It's very dark. So the thing with theatres is that they don't often have windows for obvious reasons.
Turn the light off. So if there's anybody here who wants to make themselves known to us, you can either talk into one of these devices, make a noise by tapping on the wall, on the seats, take a seat, come close to us.
That was in the soundbox.
Something, it sounds like there's a lot happening over here.
That was like it wasn't quite in the roof.
Yeah.
Like not on top of the roof, but like in the roof. And like above the soundbox, there's a bit you can go into, like in the roof.
Oh, is it?
So, like if you have like an attic or something, like in the soundbox, you can go over the soundbox. So that sounded like it came from in there.
That's me.
Should we sit down or?
Yeah, take a seat.
How do you turn this off? This torch.
There's a button on the near the front of it.
Did you say that? Did you hear that?
Yeah. That's very loud.
Yeah. That was on the stage, wasn't it?
So was that way? Was it?
It sounded
was
like
definitely
it's
that way.
behind sort of
Backstage.
yeah,
sort of thing,
top
yeah.
of the steps. I don't feel quite so comfortable back here, I've got
I
to
was
say.
literally just going to say
isn't
that.
It's a different feeling
Yeah.
completely.
Suddenly got that nauseous feeling again.
I got cold. Like, you know, like somebody pokes you in that sort
Yeah.
of tingly feeling when you get poked in the ribs.
It's a bit better. You can't hear that.
Meter.
Oh, the
Meter.
meter, the electrical meter, yeah.
You hear that?
That's it.
Was that the door, though, that you just closed?
No, that was over. I'd
That
say
was like
down that
on-
corridor.
Yeah, on like, you know when you walk onto the wooden bit, when you step on.
Threshold, yeah.
Yeah. It was like on there.
Okay. I'm really not liking it back here.
No.
It's completely different. That was a definite noise down there.
Yeah.
That was to my right.
You're right, yeah, down
In
the
the
what
grot
we call
hole.
the grot hole. Yeah.
Mhm.
Is anyone down there?
That was my stomach, sorry.
Come on, make a noise. Can you move some of that wood in the wood store?
Please don't. Please don't.
It's almost like when you ask it to, it just doesn't. And then
No.
when you're like not expecting.
Yeah,
it does.
that's what we were saying in the. That was down there.
Yeah.
Was it? I thought it sounded like it was on the ceiling.
No, that was down that way.
That was over there.
Was that the?
That was my case.
Mhm.
Almost like it's been moved a little bit.
That's my stomach again, sorry.
Can you maybe show yourself in the mirror?
Oh God, no. I don't look.
I don't mind looking. Oh, there are the glasses we can.
Oh yeah.
I'm just going to take a walk down here and just. Because I know you don't like it down there. Just
Should we
see how
all
it
go?
feels. Yeah, if you want to. As well.
Because we're kind of hearing stuff down there, aren't we?
Yeah.
So it makes sense. So we've moved into the ladies' dressing room because we thought we could hear things happening in here, little creaks and steps, maybe.
Yeah.
But it seems to have gone deathly quiet now, apart from my stomach.
Just let you know, I'm just going to move my legs and get comfortable.
Okay. It feels so still in here.
Is that the road?
Yeah.
Can you move something for us? Are there any spirit people in here? Maybe one of these hangers, these coat hangers or something. Give us a sign.
That's the wind, I think.
No, I know, but I just because we got the reflection off the display.
Yeah.
I don't know where.
Should we move the camera?
I don't know. It just seemed like.
Is that Jess and Thomas? That sounded like movement.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seemed like.
Is that Jess and Thomas?
Hello? You giggle.
I heard something.
I didn't catch anything.
Let me go out and see if it's Jess and Tom.
Yeah. Where are you? In here, where you left us?
You were joking.
No.
You haven't come and opened this makeup room door.
No.
No. Did you
Okay.
shut it?
No. So we're in the ladies' dressing room, and you know when you open the door, the creak, a bit like this door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just heard that, and we thought you were playing a prank on us.
No, we've been sat here the whole
we
time.
haven't moved. Nothing's happening here.
It sounded like someone was just about to come into the room, didn't it? I really didn't like it. Really don't like down there. Actually, put it the wrong way. Down there's really creepy.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
I think that might be CJ. But if it's not, that was a door. No, he's that way. He's over there.
No, they're still at the back of the auditorium.
We just heard a door.
We just heard movement
Another
from that
Yeah.
direction, yeah.
That's Tom's detector, I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It was a squeak.
I think that was Tom's
They
detector.
went there. It was like someone was coming through the makeup room door.
Yes.
That's what we
You know
said.
that the creak.
We
True.
said it was almost like someone about to come into the room. That's what it felt like. Like a
Yeah, like when you just that kind of walk in.
yeah. Can you hear those?
I'm hearing squeaking. Yeah.
But I think that might be Tom's.
No, 'cause you wouldn't hear it from here, and we haven't got the relay mic on.
It's not like a mouse, is it?
Oh, I don't think they actually. Do they squeak? Actually,
Nice.
They do.
Yeah.
I hate that.
I can't see.
Sorry, you're alright. That was. Did it sound like footsteps to you?
Mm-hmm.
It sounded like something from behind that door.
Are you here with us?
I think I just heard that foliage moving.
This one.
No, these plant things. Wasn't over there. With activity happening in the backstage rooms, we all convened and decided to call out in the makeup room, which gave us some quite interesting results. I don't know if you felt like this. Can you stand together a second? I don't know how you felt about it, but I think it feels quite cosy in here. Do you feel
I've
like
not
Yeah.
felt
I've not-
anything like any negativity in here at all.
Well, we'll take you to the makeup
Nothing's
room.
happened.
just go backstage now and just see how you feel, because I think it's. I don't want to. Well, I won't tell you.
Yeah.
See how you feel. Let's leave it at that.
Call out, Tom.
Is anybody here? They want to make themselves known? Tap on anything? There's a lot to choose from. Go through the door. Knock something off. Touch one of us.
You said like a.
What was that?
I
Yeah,
heard
I
that.
heard that.
I thought it was my nose, if I'm honest, and I wasn't going to say
It might be
anything.
with
if no
my
one heard.
stomach, but I don't know.
You know
My
when you
stomach's
whistle when
making
you-
some noises. It might have been mine.
It was like a boo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you copy me? You've got to be joking me. That was above us, wasn't it? Was that almost like
There, on the wall.
quite high up?
Yeah, on the wall.
That my heart's going.
But that was just one bang, though, wasn't it?
It was one. Yeah.
It was only one bang. That was me. Sorry, that was
No.
me.
No, there was like a
There's
there was
a.
like a pot or something.
Yeah.
Like a tink.
Did you hear it? A ting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My chest made a noise.
No, it wasn't. Unless you're the Tin Man.
Well, someone would say I need a heart.
It sounded more like a pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a
Clinker
ceramic
pot.
sound.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your foliage again. It was moving.
Sorry?
You know when you had the movement in by the foliage.
Oh gosh,
Is
yeah.
it a rustling?
Isn't there a pot? Isn't one of the ones
Oh
in the pot?
gosh, yeah.
There is.
They're all in pots.
Yeah.
Well, that's a basket and some of them are glass.
It could be. I don't know. There's loads of props and stuff just about, isn't there? Like.
There's lots of stuff on here.
But it was like dull, like it was in the, like not out. It was
In the room.
it was like in a cupboard. Like
Oh,
it
yeah.
was.
Yeah.
You couldn't. like it was covered or something. Like.
I hate it down there.
I don't know.
Look down there. Into the makeup room.
As the end of the investigation was drawing near, myself and the rest of the team decided to break, while CJ bravely volunteered to conduct a lone vigil in the ladies' dressing room.
The only bit of light I've got is from my... I can't even find the chair. It's from my the display on my camera. So what I'm going to do, if I can get this camera around, turn the main one off. Okay. What I'll do is I might ask out and see. I haven't even asked out yet, and already noises down there, and I'm getting quite nervous now. I was the only one who volunteered to come and do a lone vigil. Okay, hello? Are there any spirit people in here with me? Anybody who'd like to make themselves known to me? I'm not here to hurt you. My name's CJ. All I want you to do is let me know you're here. Make a noise. Tap something. Tell you what, it's very makes you feel as if you're being watched. What I might do is I might take a walk into the ladies again. Ladies' dressing room, and really got to watch my step here. There's another bang there. Almost as I was walking out of here. Bang behind me. Shit. Hello? Can you make a noise? Did you hear that? That was almost like a... It's almost like a... I don't know. Metal. There you go. Can you do that again for me? Metal squeaking. The only thing I can think is one of these. Let's just have a listen and see if it does the same thing. It's clanking. That, it was like that. I'm trying to replicate it again. Just remember that I've moved those, CJ. Just remember. Remember that I've moved them. Right.
CJ joined us again, and we agreed to finish the investigation. We met in the auditorium to finish proceedings.
Well, we've had a really interesting first investigation. We've had some noises and we thought we've seen things. It'll be really interesting to review the footage and to see what we've got. What do you think? Be interesting to hear your opinions. Until next time, goodbye.